Hello everyone. Welcome back to Iscah Live 5-day daily session on understanding needs of children and understanding their issues. So, let me just quickly pin today's topic. Okay, we'll just start in a minute. Okay. All right. So I have pinned today's topic. It is mostly about importance of hobbies and how having daily hobbies can empower kids. How hobbies can help kids make them feel empowered. And let's get started. Childhood is indeed a very good phase of our lives, of everyone's life, and the best thing, so one of the magics of childhood is that everything is new for a child. So kids, whatever they see around them, they are always very curious. They are in this curiosity about exploring things, and they are always in this wandering mode. All right. So kids, they tend to explore who they are, how they are, what are the qualities which they have, and what are they good at. So there is a big exploration going on every time. So even if young children, when they see anything, even it might be a comb or a toy, so they will keep on asking questions. Mama, what does this mean? Mama, why the sky is blue? Mama, why trees are green? Okay. Well, these all comes out of their curious minds, because they are always in this mode of seeking answers. All right. And therefore it is really very important for us to tell them and to let them know the appropriate answer to their question. Many a times we tend to avoid, so mostly parents, elders, and even teachers does, they simply avoid certain questions if the kid keeps on asking, if children keeps on asking the same question again and again. But that is one thing which we should not do. So hobbies, now hobbies are such things which should not be, which is for relaxation. That is not something, that is not a part of our regular life work, but it should be a relaxation. So for kids, even developing certain kind of hobbies, and they engaging in certain form of things which seems like, or which is a hobby, is really essential and very much important. So hobbies provide excellent opportunities for kids to learn new skills and develop new ways in understanding academic issues or things related to academics also. Because how is it helpful in academics? Because when a child has any hobby, say they might have hobbies of collecting coins. I mean, it was a hobby, at least in our times. Now the hobbies, definitely it has changed, but of course collection of cars and different things, making slime. Now slime making is a very new hobby, it seems. I have seen most of the children, they make slime, they make play-doh from ghar ka saman only, kitchen stuff only, like from atta, and for adding food colors. So there are different things which they like to do, and these things, it is really helpful in making them understand various activities, and it really helps in development of motor skills, fine motor skills, gross motor skills as well. So why do kids need hobby? Well, how many children, how many of us, or how many of you when you were children had a hobby? So this is one question which I ask everyone, even to the parents who comes to our clinic, to the places where I go and take workshops, even from we ask to relatives also, who just recently had babies or who have children who is below 6 or 5. We ask them, I especially ask them, that one thing which they have as a hobby. So nowadays it is a very rare answer that yes, my child has a hobby. No, you hardly get to listen to these statements. Instead, you would very commonly you would listen that my child, he knows how to operate the phone, he knows how to unlock the gallery, he knows how to unlock the WhatsApp app. I mean, it is good, but it is not that great, because again, early exposure to screen, it is something which I would not recommend. But of course, there are needs at times, but that's okay if it is in control. So hobbies are mostly expression of personal accomplishment. So when a child is able to do certain thing, there is a personal satisfaction which they get. And of course, it is so evident that if a child is able to do certain thing, then we go and we praise them, and that praise is, it means the world to them, because they simply gets encouraged. Then it means self discoveries, and hobbies build up self esteem, because they know that if I have this particular hobby, or if I like doing a particular thing, I am not only doing the thing, but I have engaged all my senses in doing that particular thing. For example, nowadays most of the children, they are really very much interested, and they are very much up to date with making certain things like slime. So what happens, there are kids in our center as well who make slime, okay, those slimy things. So they make slime, and they are not only engaging all their senses while doing it, but they also knows that I can do this. Therefore, there is they automatically feel so empowered that I can do this particular thing. And when an adult or someone else appreciates that, that is a different feeling altogether. Now, hobbies are good educational tool as well. Yes, it is, because when a child has a particular hobby, or it really helps in it is associated with life skills as well. So it might be anything, collecting something will definitely help them to have a track of calculation, or they will be able to make decisions properly, they will be creative, and they will have capabilities or abilities to solve problem. So there are many things which hobbies can do, but we have to keep in mind few other things while the child is engaged in certain kind of whatever hobby they have. So here are few things which adults can help their kids or children in this aspect. So firstly, setting good example. Now if a child is really interested in reading books, okay, it might be any book, apart from it might be something which is not similar, or which is not related to their academics directly, I mean not school books. But if a child is really very keen on reading books, and if they ask their parents to sit with them and listen to the story which they have to say, and if the parent is sitting with them, but not fully, they are not engaging themselves in the child's activity, but instead they are doing something else. So this will automatically demotivate the child. They will not feel that I am given importance. They will not feel the weight of their self identity. Rather, they will feel there are many other different kind of thoughts which the child might have. It might be something about self doubt, or am I not good enough, or am I making my parents bored. So there are many things which a child thinks, and then we don't know. We have this opinion that he's just a kid. How will he be able to understand what I am feeling, or too many things like that? So, well, that is not true. Okay, ultimately, even a child is a human being with all emotions, and can see and observe and then have their own understanding from a particular situation. So setting good examples, especially by elders, parents, even by teachers, whoever it is who is elder to them, it is really very important. Secondly, adults providing space to children. So if a child have a hobby of collecting toy cars, okay, so if they are playing with it, definitely they would need some space. Most of the time what happens, parents simply they ignore their child's privacy. They ignore the fact that even their child needs some amount of space. So it is really advisable to parents and elders that please provide your child with some space, because that is the only time when they are really, they put out their heart and soul in doing that thing. I feel very sad to say this, but I have to say this, that today I was going through one of the interview of Sushant Singh Rajput, and then he said that he got this time of 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. That was the only time during which he was allowed to go out and play, and the entire day he was asked to sit down and study for his engineering, study for his civil exams and whatever it is. So the way he said that particular 1.5 hour, it felt like 5 minutes, and he waited the entire day for that particular 1.5 hour. Okay, so yes, that is very true. I mean, only the person who is going through certain things like that can understand, but we can take lessons from his story. All right, so why don't we provide our child with not one particular time where they can function well, where they can do take out or carry on their activities just the way they want. It should not be a fixed time, but we have to provide them that space, that freedom, whenever they want to do, provided that children also have to finish their academics or other commitments, which is very important for them. So providing space is very important. Now providing some guidance is equally important, because if as a parent you are asking your child to go play, go read this book, or yes, you can do this work, okay, and if you just command the child and not guide the child at the same time, we don't know if the child is doing right or wrong. I mean, if the child is going in the correct manner or not. Again, we also have to take care of, it does not mean that we will stop the child from not doing something. Of course, it is really important for children to learn some things by themselves, so they being able to differentiate between what I should do and what I should not do. Okay, but some at least minimum level of guidance from the parents in this area is very necessary. So not finally, but one very important aspect is limiting the screen time. When we were young, when we were in our childhood, I still remember that my father bought a series of storybooks which had Little Red Riding Hood, then Three Fox and a Pig. So it was a series of storybook, okay, of different stories. Nowadays I hardly see children having, reading comics or reading storybooks. Yes, they do read, but it is always on the cell phone. Either it will be on the cell phone, it will be on the phone, or it will be in a laptop. So I think they are not understanding the beauty of touching the book, opening it and reading it. Okay, so what I mean to say is that nowadays whatever educational purpose activities are there, that is through the phone or laptop. Even the recreation time or the leisure time, they use either the phone or the laptop. So ultimately this has become a cycle. So even for fun you will use the phone or laptop, even for educational purpose you will either use the phone or laptop. Therefore, what happens, they are sticking to the same device for fun and for learning at the same time. What I feel is that it is good of course, but not always, not every time, because if they keeps on functioning like this from a very early age, this will become a pattern of their learning, and they will not understand the beauty of going through hard copy books, or going through materials which is not out there in the virtual world. So these are the points how adults can help their child in this aspect, in building up their hobbies. So setting good example, adults providing space to children, provide some good guidance, and limit the screen time. All right. Well, hobbies definitely empower kids because they get to choose their on their own liking. Okay, we should not try to impose certain habits on them. We should not try to impose certain uh, things on them, that when I was young, when I was a child, I did coin collection, I really want you to do it, because it is not something traditional. It is not something following the khandani route. Okay, it should not be khandani as such. Hobbies are something which should be completely on their own choice. Children, they have to really parents have to instead understand that it is really important for them to give this autonomy to their children, so that they can function well, they can take certain decisions by their own, on their own. And they can be, if they have a hobby, they can be more expressive about what they want, and what they are understanding by the things which they are doing. So it really helps them to be more vocal about whatever they are feeling. And then it gives a feeling of accomplishment, as I already said, because when a child is doing or pursuing certain kind of activity just for fun, for relaxation, for during the leisure time, they achieves this sense of accomplishment, that I did it by my own, and therefore when I show it to my parents or when I show it to my friends, I get good comments or I get good compliments, and that itself is very empowering for the child. Finally, it makes really the child very interesting. And when children have hobby, it opens up new platforms for social bonding. If you leave children together in a room, and after some point you will start noticing that they will start discussing about their interest and what they does while they are alone, or what they does for fun, what they do for fun, what they do for recreational purpose. So, and therefore you will see that the interaction level, it changes from not being that productive to productive. When we talk about children, nothing is non-productive. Everything has a meaning, and everything makes sense to them, to their world. But when you have a particular hobby, when children have a particular hobby, then they can discuss it among themselves, and therefore, I don't know, I mean, they can just discuss rocket science, you never know. Well, finally, it will really help everyone. Hobbies helps everyone not only to stay relaxed, but it really helps us develop some skills through which we can curb stress. Now, why can we curb stress to some amount, to some extent, by our hobbies? Because it is not related to our work. Okay, if it is related to your work, then it is not a habit, then it might be a passion. Okay, that you are very much into a particular thing and you want that thing to rise and take you places, so that is passion. You are working towards towards a particular goal, and when you keep on doing that again and again without any practice, effortlessly, that then it becomes a habit. But hobby is something different. Hobby, it is meant for relaxation. It is outside one's regular occupation. So yes, here I am done with importance of hobbies and how hobbies can empower kids. And yes, that's it. So I think this is day 3 of our 5-day live series, and tomorrow and day after tomorrow, 2 more days left. So yeah, what do we do when children have zero hobbies? What to do when children loves playing but nothing? Okay, yeah. So thank you so much for this question. Well, children, they are playing, right? Play is a very big tool of expression for kids. Okay, so when a child is playing, they are not only playing, they're using all their senses. Okay, they're using all their gross motor, fine motor, they're using. So you tell me which life skill is included in this. They will probably go on creative thinking. It will really help in problem solving. It helps in decision making. Ultimately, even the child is playing. Children and play should be like this, not this. Okay, until and unless they are having exams and one is not able to pull them to the study table, that is different. That of course should be taken care of. But otherwise, it is really not important to have a defined hobby. Okay, if a child is engaging themselves even in play, so what form of play it is, that is really important for us to understand. Because they will not only see, they understand it in form of fun, but they will not understand that while they are having fun, they are also using lot of cognitive abilities, lot of emotional understanding, lot of physiological abilities at the same time. So yes, this is what I have to say to your question. I hope I could answer your question. All right then. So any more question? If yes, then please write down, and if no, it is, what time is it? It's almost 8:30 and I need to say bye bye to you all. So we'll just wait. Okay, all right. So it seems we don't have any more question, but still stay tuned, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Not the same time. Probably I'll try to stick to the same time. And yes, that's it. Keep following Iscah Wellness. And even if viewers who have missed this live, don't worry. I will save it as IGTV and you can see that. Thank you. Bye. Take care.